Sometimes, betrayal doesn't arrive in the form of an affair, a lie, or a secret. Sometimes, it slips in quietly, disguised as a laugh, a careless comment, or a joke made in front of strangers. For one woman, what seemed like harmless humor became the beginning of the end. She thought she was entertaining friends at a party, but what she really did was tear open the fragile pride of the man who loved her. One remark, one laugh, and one unforgettable night destroyed years of trust, leaving scars that never healed. Sarah always believed her marriage to Daniel was built on a solid foundation. They had been together for nearly 10 years, building a modest but comfortable life. Daniel worked tirelessly as a financial advisor, spending long days helping others plan for their futures, while Sarah balanced her time between freelance work and caring for their home. They weren't wealthy, but they weren't struggling either. To Sarah, the balance was enough. She never craved luxury, only stability. Daniel, however, carried quiet insecurities. Raised in a family where money was a constant battle, he equated financial success with respect. Every promotion, every client he gained, wasn't just about income. It was proof that he was worthy, reliable, and capable of giving his wife the life she deserved. Friends admired their relationship. To the outside world, Sarah and Daniel seemed like a team. They attended dinners, birthdays, and holiday parties together, always smiling, always supportive. But behind the smiles lived small cracks Sarah never noticed. Daniel's pride in his career wasn't just pride. It was vulnerability, a shield protecting him from childhood memories of scarcity and shame. On the night everything unraveled, Sarah and Daniel attended a colleague's party. The gathering was lively, filled with professionals boasting about their achievements, vacations, and investments. Glasses clinked, laughter echoed, and in the midst of it all, Sarah found herself swept up in the energy. As the conversations circled around money and success, she felt the urge to lighten the mood. With a playful grin, she leaned in and made a joke about Daniel's salary. Something about how she sometimes teased him for working so hard, yet not quite reaching the level of some of their wealthier friends. It was quick, careless, and meant to be funny. The room erupted in laughter. What Sarah didn't see was Daniel's face. The way his smile faltered, his jaw tightened, and his eyes dropped. What felt like a harmless jest to her was, to him, a knife twisting into his greatest insecurity. The party continued, but for Daniel, the night had ended the moment the laughter echoed at his expense. The days following the party carried a heavy silence. Daniel went to work, came home, and went to bed without much conversation. Sarah brushed it off at first, believing he was simply tired. But deep inside, Daniel's pride was wounded. He had always known he wasn't the wealthiest man in the room, but hearing his wife, the one person he trusted above all, turn his insecurity into entertainment broke something inside him. Sarah tried to bring up the party once, attempting to laugh about how much fun it had been, but Daniel's cold response stopped her. "You really enjoyed yourself, didn't you?" His words were flat, but loaded. The tension grew. Sarah replayed her joke in her head, realizing it may have stung more than she intended. Still, she believed he would eventually move past it. After all, hadn't they shared jokes before? Wasn't marriage built on being able to laugh together, even at flaws? But for Daniel, this wasn't laughter. It was betrayal. To him, Sarah had aligned herself with strangers, valuing their amusement over his dignity. Every time he closed his eyes, he heard the echo of laughter, saw the smirks, felt the sting of humiliation. He wondered if she ever truly respected him, or if she had silently judged him all along. Sarah began noticing small changes. Daniel stopped reaching for her hand. He stopped making plans for their future. He worked longer hours, coming home late and exhausted. Conversations grew short, meals turned quiet, and the warmth that once filled their home drained away. Sarah wanted to fix it. She apologized one evening, telling him she hadn't meant to hurt him. But Daniel's silence spoke louder than any words. Trust, once cracked, is not easily repaired. The breaking point came 3 weeks later. Sarah woke up one morning to find Daniel gone. His side of the closet was empty, his toiletries missing, and a note placed neatly on the kitchen counter. It wasn't long. Just a single paragraph, written in his sharp handwriting. I gave you my years, my love, and my pride. All I ever wanted was respect, especially from the one person I thought would never take it from me. That night, you didn't just make a joke. You told me I wasn't enough, and you told the world too. I can't unhear their laughter. I can't unsee the look in your eyes when you said it. I'm leaving, not because I don't love you, but because I can't live in the shadow of your words. Sarah's chest tightened as she read the letter over and over. Tears blurred her vision. She wanted to scream, to call him, to beg him to come back. But Daniel's phone was disconnected. His friends refused to tell her where he was. It was as though he had vanished, carrying with him the love and life they had built. She never imagined a single joke could shatter a marriage. Yet here she was, standing in the middle of their empty kitchen, surrounded by silence. In the weeks that followed, Sarah replayed that night endlessly. The sound of laughter at the party haunted her. She thought about how quickly she had traded her husband's dignity for a few seconds of amusement. She thought about the insecurity he carried, the pride he protected, and how she had carelessly stripped it away in front of others. Friends told her he might come back. Family advised her to give him space. But deep inside, Sarah knew something had changed forever. The bond had been broken. The trust was gone. And sometimes, even love cannot mend what betrayal destroys. Years later, Sarah still wonders what might have happened if she had held her tongue that night, if she had chosen kindness over humor, if she had remembered that even the strongest hearts can shatter when their deepest wounds are exposed. Her story stands as a reminder. Betrayal doesn't always come from lies or infidelity. Sometimes it comes from laughter at the wrong moment, words spoken without thought, or a joke that cuts too deep. And so the question lingers, how many relationships are destroyed, not by grand betrayals, but by the small moments where love is forgotten in the chase for approval from others?